Hey, it's SR Maury here for another Mistwood Publishing video, and today we're going to talk about the new Batman suit. But if you could, before we get into that, please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And in the links down below, you'll also find a link to my Indiegogo pre-launch campaign to my next novel, so give that a look as well. I'd greatly appreciate it. Now, let's get into this thing, shall we? Now, first, I do find that a lot of my audience are probably people that are not super connected to some of the social media outlets. So let's go ahead and watch the reveal to the Batman suit. Right? And here it is. I'm not going to say anything during it really. Alright, so let's break that down. So first and foremost, this Batsuit gives me, I kind of feel the same way about it as I felt about the Joaquin Phoenix Joker costume, and that is that at first I was like, it's very different. I don't not like it, but it's very different. That's very much how I felt about this when I first saw it. But just like with the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, it really grows on me over time, and the more I look at it, the more I like it. Now, it's very clear that we're not getting a Ben Affleck, beefy Batman, which, I would have loved to have seen more of Ben Affleck's Batman, but I'm just excited for really any Batman because I just think that he's an amazing character. But we see that he's not going to be like super built, and he's honestly, in this little blurry clip, he's giving me some serious like 1940s golden age Batman vibes. He's just like, I don't know, there's just something about it. I kind of have a feeling that the ears are going to kind of maybe mimic a more shorter version of the early Batman kind of costume. And we never see the ears in this clip, but I do kind of get a feeling that that there is some pretty heavy inspiration from the 1940s golden age Batman, minus the gun and the killing people sort of thing. So yeah, now we take a closer look here of the bat symbol, and there are rumors that that is made from the actual gun that killed his parents, and that's a really cool idea, but I don't really see how that's a gun at all. I don't really see how that would be coming from a gun, but I could be wrong. I think it'd be really cool if it was like a detachable gadget that he could use. Maybe it's like some kind of like, I don't even know what you'd do with it, but it looks cool. That's for sure. I like the tactical look of it. I like the chest plate, and it very much so reminds me of the Arkham Knight Batsuit, which is what a lot of people are saying, and I have to agree. You can see the shoulder pads are similar, and if you play the game, you know that the plates kind of move with him. And from that clip we just saw, you can totally see that's kind of like that vibe, that the plates kind of move with him a little bit. I'm very curious to see what the torso looks like. I have high hopes. At the very beginning of it, I felt kind of weird about like the boxiness of the chest, but again, it has really grown on me. And if you look at it from the side, it really doesn't look that boxy. Like if you go back and watch the video of him being revealed, the chest plate really isn't that boxy looking. Here we see kind of like his face and like where the cape is. You can see there's a little bit of a collar on the head, the neck, right? That kind of has like a Gotham by Gaslight kind of feel to it, but I like it. I think it's a nice touch. Kind of classy. Also kind of protects him from a little bit. His head looks like it's mobile, right? So I think that that's good. I think that the Christian Bale suit looked kind of weird with like, he almost looked like a little neck and then a big head. It looked kind of funny. And then all the other Batmans are like, you know, so I feel like he's going to have a little bit more mobility there. Now, where I think they're going to take this, because you can't see the ears, is kind of like what you see here, but more like the modern version of it. The director, Matt Reeves, has said at several points that he's wanting like a 1960s, like the modernized version of that. And you can kind of see that influence there with the 1960s Batman cowl as well. But with what I'm hoping, because again, you never see the ears, what I think what would complement his head structure the most to make it not look light bulbish is the ears you see on this image here. I think that the classic Golden Age Batman ears, like in this image, they're not too long, but they're not like too narrow. I don't know. I think that it would really help the shape of his head not seem awkward. Now, what I think we're going to get is more like the 1960s Batman cowl like you see here. You can kind of see the eyebrows are very pronounced. You can see the stitching on the nose. It's very much so clearly inspired by the 1960s Batman. So what I'm hoping is that they're not going to go with that short of ears. Right, so if you look at this Adam West cowl, and then we go back to this illustration, which, by the way, this illustration also has the popped collar thing. I think that the one on the illustration, it's still short ears, but they're not too long. I think that the Adam West ones are a little too short for Robert Pattinson's head structure. And we don't want it to look like a light bulb or like some kind of weird skull, which is what I think kind of looks a little bit without being able to see the ears. So that's what I'm hoping for. He almost looks kind of like Red Robin a little bit right here. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. I actually really, really like it. And I really hope that the ears are inspired off of this image that we have here. That's my thoughts on this Batman suit. I'm very excited. I'm warming up to the casting choices. I think Robert Pattinson is going to nail it out of the park. I'm very optimistic. I think it really excites me that, number one, we had The Long Halloween as the storyline inspiration. And we have, Matt Reeves has said, a more detective-centric Batman story. And I think that's really going to make a unique story of Batman that I really like. And by the way, I forgot to put the image on here, but the red tint of this whole video, some people are like, it makes him look like Daredevil. Well, it's clearly an inspiration from either Batman Year One, the cover where it's all red and black, or the Long Halloween cover where it's all red and black, which is one of my favorite Batman images, as well as they released it around Valentine's Day. So, I mean, I don't know. There could be a connection there as well. But yeah, you look at this bat symbol. It really does look like on the edges here that maybe that detaches and it's some kind of a weapon. But I like it. I like it a lot. I see a lot of potential. I'd really, really like those 1940s inspired ears. But you got to be careful because it'd probably be very easy to look goofy. But I think this illustration here, I think those ears would look good and make his head look less light bulbish. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comment section, and have a wonderful week.